Welcome to Monoprint lesson. So today we are going to be making these really cool monoprints, and it's really fun. You're kind of just going to be drawing into your paint, placing a piece of paper on it, lifting it off, and then you have these nice prints. These are so original. In fact, you can never create one of these again, which is why they're called monoprints, because you can only make one of them. They're all going to look a little bit different. You could use white paper or colored paper. You could try to draw something in there if you want, and make it like, put a drawing into the paint, or you can just create these really cool textures and then make a collage out of them after. So it's totally up to you, but I would make 3 to 4 prints. So gather your supplies up. They're all in the PDF, or have somebody get them for you. And let's get started. All right, after you've gathered your supplies, let's go ahead and put some paint into this pan. You can use whatever colors you like. I would start with 2 colors. You don't need to put it on there as fancy as I did. All right, after you put it on there, you can mix it around with your hands, or you can take something like this brayer and you can smooth it out. That's what these are good at doing. It's not even really rolling, but it's just creating a nice smooth surface for us. After you kind of smooth the paint out, and if you don't have one of these, you could just start using your hands. You don't have to smooth this out before you start drawing into it, but you could. Then you can take your hands and you can start to draw some patterns in there. Or you could grab some things. If you don't want to get your hands dirty, you could grab like a plastic fork. I wouldn't use a metal fork on your pan. That just might cause problems. That's kind of a cool texture. Or you can even use a spatula to draw into it instead of using your hand. So you can draw pictures this way, but I like to use it to draw texture. And then I make prints with it, or collages with it, kind of like an Eric Carle picture. So there is no right or wrong way. Just draw some kind of design or pattern, or even a picture into it. Then grab a piece of paper, place it on it, kind of press it down. You don't need to like smash it. Don't smash it with your hand or hit it with your hand. Just lightly kind of go over it, and then lift up your paper, and you have your first monoprint. So set it somewhere to dry. And let's create another one. You couldn't see this as well, so I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want some lines in this one. Take my paper. Maybe I want, lightly press it down. Lift it off, and there is my second monoprint. Set it somewhere to dry. I'm gonna add a little bit more paint. Add a little bit more paint if you start to run out. This right here, actually, I just wanna see what this looks like. This might be a cool texture. Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's almost like I don't know, it's really kind of a rough texture. Let me see if I can focus on that. Yeah, that's cool. The fun thing with monoprints is you can just keep making them, which I like. I have green in here, but I'm gonna keep it away from the red because I don't want to have brown. So I'm just gonna put some green up here. Okay, so I'm just gonna smooth it out. And again, if you don't have one of these brayers, you can just smooth it out with your hands. All right, now draw your design or your image. You could draw a picture into this. You could even just use your hands to like make a texture with your fingertips. Play in it, swoosh it all around. Or, you can use this you could even do some hatching. We talked about that in our drawing. I might do some hatching in this. some cross hatching. Let's see what that looks like. The hardest part for me is like choosing what color to print it on. Okay, then just lightly press it down just like the other ones. I would make 4 or 5 of these if I were you. But you can just keep going. That one turned out really cool. Look at all of those colors in that. And then you can keep these as prints, or you can do what I was talking about before. You can make some collages out of them. It's really, really fun. It's like frosting a cake with paint. Okay, now what you can do is you can draw an image into it. Maybe I'm gonna try to draw a face, like a kind of abstract looking face. And why don't we just print this one on pink? Let's see if this one turns out. The nice thing with the monoprint, or not the nice thing, but something I like about it is you can make that print once and that's it. That's the only one of it that exists. So there's one with a little bit of a kind of abstract looking face. Make as many of these as you want, but I would definitely make at least 3 since you have a lot of paint on your dish, and have fun with it. Don't be afraid to get a little bit messy. This paint comes off really easy. This is tempera and it washes right off. But if you don't like to get messy, which is totally fine, then you can use other tools to smooth it out and to draw on it besides your fingers. I hope you had fun with this project. It is a little messy, but that's okay. You know, sometimes it's all right to make a mess for art's sake, I think. But you do need to clean it up after you're finished. That's important too. Make sure you are helping clean up after these projects. Now, what you want to do with this is take some scissors, cut out some shapes, use some glue. You can look at Eric Carl's artwork for some inspiration, and you want to just create something out of them. So this is a bear face, just created out of different pieces from prints that I've made. And honestly, I probably should have made a tiger, because look at those stripes. It probably would have been a much better tiger. So all you need is a glue stick and some scissors, and you can make this, and that is your project for this week or for today. Have fun with this.